So ahead of the Boyle Sports World Grand Prix, we are in Wrexham at a bingo hall tonight because I've got you on the road. You're doing a flurry of exhibitions before the tournament. Do you ever wish that you chose golf as a career, Luke?
Sometimes you get paid better as well. To be honest, I'd love to have played golf professionally. It probably would have been the other sport I'd like to have played.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm quite special at this one, so I'll take what I've got at the moment.
I was going to say, and you know, there's something special about coming to a load of different cities across the UK, isn't there? And meeting your fans, and they really do get up close and personal with you at these events, don't they?
Yeah, they do. It's a great opportunity for the fans to come up and see you personally, to meet you personally as well, which is obviously the reason why we do these. And again, it's good practice for us as well. You know, you come into these tournaments, you're playing, today I'm playing with Johnny Clayton and Adrian Lewis and Barneveld, all these players that give you some good match practice going into the big tournaments that you're playing as well. Yeah,
are you going to be starting on the doubles tonight?
No, not tonight. I'm going to save it a little bit because usually I don't practice on my doubles any more than I usually would for doubling.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
Double in, double out.
Double in. Yes, double in, yeah.
So yeah, I don't really change anything. I just keep to what I usually do. What I mean is I don't like change anything. I don't start practicing my doubles more than I usually would because of course you're trying too hard then to complicate things.
Okay. So, I mean, what is it like when you're on the road? I'm assuming because you've done this for years now, has the novelty worn off of staying at Premier Inns and Novotels and stuff?
Yeah, kind of has now to us. It was fun at the start, you're staying in hotel rooms, you think this is pretty cool, you're travelling and yeah, do you know what, I still enjoy the travelling, I still like it. The unfortunate thing about it is being away from your family all the time, that can be hard, and being on planes and different hotels, different beds. But I find, it's something that I'm used to now and something that I've become accustomed to. So, it doesn't bother me as much. But obviously, the being away from your family is the most hardest part about it.
Yes. There we are. You got a fan.
How did she notice me?
I was going to say spotted in Wrexham. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Do you get noticed quite a lot now?
Yes, I do. Yeah. Everywhere I am, especially when I'm in my hometown of Crewe, you go shopping and. You get good attention. People come up to you just want to meet you, want a photo, signature, and it is really nice because you see the love from so many people that sometimes you don't see on social media. Social media can be sometimes not a great place to be when people ain't always as nice. And but when you see people in person, they're so lovely to you and so appreciative of what I brought to the sport. So kind of nice for me to be honest. I always got time for anybody that wants to come up and meet me.
No, I love that. What's one thing that the fans don't know about you?
I mean, to be honest,
that you would maybe like them to know.
There's so many things about my life that I think everyone knows about. I think the only thing that maybe the fans wouldn't know that I really like doing is cooking.
What? Cricket?
Cooking.
Oh, cooking,
yeah.
Sorry. Okay,
I love cooking. I'm a really good cook. And,
but that's hard on the road though, right?
It is. Okay. It's really hard. But when I'm at home, I always cook the dinner, I always cook fresh dinners, and I'm a pretty good chef to be honest.
All right, what's your speciality?
Anything pasta-wise.
Ooh, like a carbonara?
Yeah, I'm good at carbonara.
Okay.
Ain't quite mastered lasagna yet.
Okay, but I mean that's easy, just a couple of layers, cheese.
Yeah, I mean anything pasta-wise is my speciality. Anything like that, yeah.
Okay, I love that. What is that like? Does it bring you like a sense of joy? Do you like it, when you're cooking it for your wife to be and she's enjoying it? You're like, oh, I love this feeling.
No, it is. It's a sense of enjoyment for me from the fact of I miss it when I'm away. When I get home, you think, if you've been away for 7 days, the first thing you want to do is be on the sofa and relax. But now the first thing I can't wait to do when I get home is cook dinner and get back to normality, which is something that strangely I miss when I'm away. Okay,
so I'm thinking like Life After Darts. It's not I'm a Celebrity, it's MasterChef.
Yeah.
Is that the one that you would do?
I think it would be the one I'd do, to be honest. I think the only one I could...
Or Bake Off?
No, I'm not the best baker, to be honest.
Okay, so more... Okay, so it would be MasterChef.
It'd have to be MasterChef. Maybe one day if I can keep practicing, I might be able to get up on that. Maybe Celebrity MasterChef.
I love that one.
I think I'm there now.
I know you are there, I would definitely say. Okay, well look, I want to go back to where it all started for you, Luke, because there might be people watching who don't really know the man behind the darts.
Yeah.
So let's take it back to when you were a kid. Do you remember the first time you picked up a dart, or was it not really that significant?
No, I remember, not exactly the first time I picked up a dart, but I remember the around about time. I think it was about 10 or 11.
Okay.
And obviously my mum and dad got back into playing darts because they stopped when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Well, when I was born, should I say, sorry.
Yeah,
so they stopped playing, and I think they started playing when I was about 9 or 10. And obviously my dad got competitive, so he wanted to put a dartboard up in the spare room. And
Yeah.
then I'm seeing him playing darts, and I'm thinking, oh, well, I want to play darts now.
Yeah.
So I then picked up my first set of darts when I was about 10 or 11, and obviously wasn't too bad at it at the start. But when I was about 13, that's when I started to get, pretty decent. I started actually playing in the pubs myself.
Yeah, and was there a point where perhaps your dad said, hey, look, you're actually pretty good at this. We need to develop this in some way. Do you remember that moment?
Yeah, when I started beating him in practice. When I was about 15 or 16, I noticed the change. Obviously, my dad was a really good player. He used to average about 80 free-dart average, which is good for someone that never really took it pro or anything like that. And then you see the swing of me, we play first to 10 every night. That was our regime.
Oh, was it? First to 10.
Yeah, and then obviously he used to beat me so well all the time. And then I started getting closer and closer. And then it swung in my favour, and I started beating him. Obviously, 15, 16-year-old averaging 80 to 85 was quite decent, to be honest. So that's when he started to realise that I was at a level that was, could be good when I'm older.
Yeah. And what was it? Was it him who said? I mean, like he would as a parent, but like, do you ever remember him saying, you keep at this, and you keep on the right track, and you change different bits about your lifestyle, you could be world champion one day?
Yeah, I don't think we ever talked about being world champion, because we never really thought that was
going to happen.
Yeah, we didn't really think that was going to be a viable thing for me to earn in my career. So it was more like just about me becoming a professional. That would have been more than great for us, But we never really thought about being world champion. It was more about being a professional, professional dart player. Once I got myself that card, that was more when he sort of would give me the advice and he would try and help me, and then he see the potential when I started my career in the development tour that maybe he could become a world champion one day. That's when I think when you see it. Yeah.
What is one of the most valuable pieces of advice that he's ever given you, or like a piece of motivation or something that you hold with you?
I think just about persevering, because it's so easy when you're a youngster to get down on yourself when you're not achieving what you want so early on in your career. It took me a long time to find my feet, to find where I was going to be in the world of darts. I didn't know whether I was going to be a great player or just a steady player, or where I was going to be. So I think for me, he was the person that used to make me persevere. Everything happens for a reason. Keep going, keep sticking at it.
That's where you get your grit from, is it?
Yeah, I think it is from my dad. So yeah.
So you're playing your dad every night, first to 10, and you're smashing him to pieces. And then, so you're a roofer at this point, right?
Yeah, I was, yeah.
Okay, so you...
Oh, no. Oh. No, I wasn't at that point. I was still at school.
Oh, so you were, okay. So talk us through that moment when you're building roofs, and you've got a job 9 to 5 or whatever time you started, and then you decided to put everything into darts.
Yeah, to be honest with you, when I was about 17, 18, when I started roofing, I wasn't really playing darts as much, to be honest. I kind of took a back seat. Went out and lived my life a little bit like a youngster would, going out, partying with his friends and stuff. So I kind of left darts alone for a bit. And then obviously when I come back when I was about 19, 20, I was, still working, and I thought to myself, it's still an opportunity for me to come back and play darts. And it was actually a friend, Chris, who got me back in playing Super League that got me back into darts.
Yeah.
And then obviously played that game, and then I got the love back for it. So I started playing again, and obviously working. I was getting up at like 6 in the morning, getting home at 5. I still dedicated like 2 hours practice a day.
Did you? What, before you went roofing?
No. I'd do my day's work, and then I'd get home, practice for an hour or two, and then go have dinner, and then obviously spend the rest of my night doing what I wanted to do. So I dedicated myself quite a lot. It's something I'm quite proud of. Obviously hard day's work, and then practicing 2 hours a day. It took it out of me, but I stand here now very, very proud. And if I hadn't done that, maybe I wouldn't be where I am now.
Well, it certainly paid off. Did the people that you were roofing with, your fellow roofers, did they know how good you were and what you were doing?
Yeah, a few of them I actually knew before. Like I was actually a roofer.
Yeah.
My uncle used to work there. My dad worked there. I worked with my dad. My brother worked there, and all the people they used to associate with, I knew them all, and they used to play. Some of them played darts as well, so a lot of them knew how good I was. And we used to actually have a dartboard in one of the containers every now and then in certain jobs we were on. So I used to be in there practicing sometimes with them all.
I love that. Do you still do cheeky cash in hand jobs now?
No, I think I'm past it now.
You're done with the roofing.
Yeah,
okay,
unfortunately, there's no more jobs for me doing roofing anymore. I think I'm past it,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
I think you are. You don't
Although
need to
never
do
say
that anymore.
never. Maybe one
say
day I'll go
never,
back.
yeah. Did you do your own roof on your new house?
No, I didn't. It's
Or
already
were you
done for
very
me.
judgmental? Yeah.
Actually, when I got there, there's a couple of tiles missing, but I didn't even do that myself. Got
You
someone
did
in
it,
for it. So.
Well, good for you. You deserve it. So listen, you're saying about the hard work that you put in, and you know it's all paid off. We're here with Boyle Sports, just ahead of the World Grand Prix. I remember when you won your first major 2 years ago, and you said afterwards, you said, "I'm so extremely proud of myself because I put in so much work. You've lost all of that weight, and you know you've battled things in your head mentally. But just talk to us about, for people that don't know, some of the struggles that you went through and how you've overcome it to be the person that you are today.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, it was the anxiety that really held me back at the start of my career. You know, I started to get them feelings, I think when I was about 21, 22 years of age, something like that, maybe a bit later. I think I might have been 23. And, you know, it was hard times because it kind of followed me onto the stage, and I was struggling to, you know, come to terms with it in my brain, playing darts on TV, all the media attention that come with it.
So was the anxiety just like, was it, if you can explain the feeling, was it the nerves? And
yeah, it's like you get up on the stage, you're excited to be there, and then all of a sudden you kind of feel like you want to get off because you feel like claustrophobic and all these types. I think a lot of people will understand what I mean, but gradually got used to the feeling of what I was doing and how it felt, and yeah, I started to feel a bit more natural then. I think that's when the anxiety just sort of went away a little bit more, and then obviously I lost lots of weight because I felt like that was holding me back as well from, you know, fulfilling my potential of being a top dart player. And it you know, it was no coincidence. As soon as I lost all my weight, it was me right on top of my game, to be honest. You know, obviously I made that final of the UK Open about 3 months later. So you know, these two are tributes to, you know, where I stand today as, you know, the #1 dart player in the world.
And I suppose this goes in line with, you seem to be a great example now of someone who's really starting to manage their diary really well. Is that how it feels like, you know, sort of the last couple of months? Over the summer you had a good bit of time off?
I think it's something you have to do now. I think the calendar is so jam-packed that obviously you've only seen me playing like 7 Players' Championships this year out of 26, but you know, I've put myself in trouble to try and qualify for the Players' Championship finals, but I wouldn't change anything from the amount that I've missed, because you just can't do it all. I have to spend some time with my family, some time at home. You know, I've got a beautiful house I've just bought, you know, and I don't really get to spend as much time as I want inside it. So, yeah, I have to sacrifice certain things, certain tournaments that I can't play in, but, you know, I play in all the World Series events. I play in, you know, all the big major events, most of the European tours, which is obviously the most important tournaments at the moment in the calendar. So I have to try and prioritise the right ones for myself and my family as well.
What is it like thinking back to 2 years ago at this point? So a couple of weeks out from the World Grand Prix, and people are saying it's not a case of if he's going to win a major, it's when. You know, it's only a matter of time. What can you remember those feelings?
Yeah, but the feelings I was getting was I felt like I was getting pretty close.
Yeah.
And obviously the semi-final at the match play, the semi-final at the World Series finals. So I could find myself getting closer and closer to that elusive major final that I hadn't made for a few years. So I knew I was on the cusp of doing something good. And then obviously I didn't start off that tournament very well. I think if I remember rightly, my first round game was okay. The second round game was a bit dodgy. I think my scoring wasn't great. And then obviously when I got to the quarterfinals against Peter Wright, I was 2-0 down, and you know, then I managed to creep that one back, which I think, you know, if I stand in now.
I remember interviewing you and your heart was pounding out of your chest. You were like, I can't breathe.
Yeah, I think that if I stand here now, thinking about if I didn't win that game, who knows what would have happened after.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
But yeah, that game was a magnanimous game for my whole career, and then obviously the 4-0 win against Joe in the semis and final against Gezi. I really showed my calibre then, I think. You know, the first set wasn't great. And then after that, you know, I was a much better player, and doubles were fantastic. So for me, I think it was just a perfect tournament for me to win, to give myself the belief that I could win more majors.
And was it the 138 out?
Yeah. Yeah. Best 138 I've ever seen.
And also, I kind of remember, I don't know why I remember this moment, but did you have a 170 checkout? Maybe in the third set, and all I remember was John Park going, And that, ladies and gents, is the icebreaker, or something like that. It was,
yes, that's correct. He did, yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty epic, and it just felt like from that moment after you picked up the trophy, or threw in that winning dart, that we were on this Luke Humphries era. Is that how it felt? Like, did everything change from that moment, or
not really, to be honest? I felt like when I won that title, I didn't really think that another one was going to come around so quickly. To be honest, I thought it was going to take a bit more time. I'd have been happy with just the one that year.
What was it? A couple of weeks later?
Well, I think it was. Yeah, I think it was just a month later or something. So I think it was a catalyst for me to become world champion. If I'm honest, I think that Grand Prix helped me then go on and have the belief in the Grand Slam. Obviously, I was massively behind in the Players' Championships against Michael van Gerwen, and then I won that. All this belief just gave me that opportunity to go and win the World Championships, and it changed me as a person, but as a player as well.
Yeah. Does it feel like, okay, so we get to the World Championships, obviously the pinnacle of your darting career so far, and obviously Luke Littler comes onto the scene. Does it feel like a different world that we're living in?
Yeah.
Like pre-Littler, post-Littler?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's crazy.
So
I think
weird.
before Luke was on the scene, darts was quite placid and it was just slowly climbing up the ranks of everybody watching it, and then that World Championships, bam, since that moment it's been absolutely massive. And when you go to exhibitions nowadays, it's always full up, they're always sold out. And when me and Luke do exhibitions together, it's like used to get like 20 kids come to an exhibition if you're lucky. Now we turn up to one, there's like 150 kids there. They just absolutely love it, and I think that means massively for the future of the sport, because if you've got that many kids into it now, it's just going to keep growing every single year, and there's going to be so many kids around, and it's going to be one of following the footsteps of Luke as well.
Just going back to that world final where obviously you were the ultimate champion there. The buzz on that day when Luke Littler made it to the final, and we knew it was going to be an all Luke final. Yeah. Those 24 hours, can you sum it up for us?
Yeah, it's hard because it's such a surreal feeling, For me, I always thought that night of after I won the semi-finals, I was just going to lay in bed and not be able to fall asleep. But I did. I went to sleep straight away, woke up, great night's sleep. Your worst fear is just not being able to sleep and waking up tired. But I didn't. I was fine, and then that day everything went perfectly well for me. There was no mishaps. Everything was perfect. My food order was right. It didn't come,
What did you have?
I had chicken butterfly, rice and chips from Nando's, as I always do.
Okay, sure. That's what you had before the Premier League, was it?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
There we go, the winning Nando's menu, yeah.
But yeah, everything went perfectly well. In practice it was good as well, and yeah, that whole day was a bit surreal for me, and I can't even remember a lot of the stuff that I did that day, but I don't really remember a lot of stuff that happened after I won, to be honest. I think I got in about 7 o'clock in the morning, enjoyed the celebration a lot, but yeah, it was a magical day, and it's a feeling that you just want to feel again. There's no, it's unmatched. That feeling of being a world champion is just amazing, and I think there's going to be a lot of players out there that will be lucky enough to get that feeling as well. Yeah.
Well, look, let's go back to the Boyle Sports World Grand Prix, because that is the next tournament at the start of. Do you players call it the business end of the year?
Yeah. Well, okay. I don't know if we call it that, but we know it is. It's. Yeah. When you've got the Grand Prix, the European Championships, Grand Slam, Players' Championships, the Worlds, they're all in a short space of a period of time. So we know that we have to be at our best or playing well in that moment. If you're off form and not playing very good, then it can be a horrible couple of months for yourself. You can see yourself drop down the rankings and all this type of stuff. So I feel like you want to be in good form, and all the players are very, very aware of that. And I feel like the last couple of years I've been at my best in that crucial moment. It's helped me to pick up many major titles at the back end of the year. Yeah.
Do you feel now, obviously you're defending a whole lot of money there, Luke, which I don't want to put pressure on your shoulders, but do you feel that there's elevated pressure? 2 years ago everyone was just rooting you on to win your first, and now it must feel a little bit pressurised, or no?
No, to be honest, do you know what I always tell myself? I'd rather be defending it than not, because if I hadn't defended it, I'd never won it.
Stunning.
You know what I mean?
Love that one.
I mean, look, at the end of the day, I've had a great experience of being world number one. Whether it carries on or not, I'm fighting against such a great player that it's going to take a lot of strength, a lot of battle for me to stay there. So, but I'm very proud. For 2 years, I've been the world number one, and if things don't go my way at the whole end of this year, then I might be world number two. But everything's going to rely down on that World Championships for me. I think if I win that, I'll stay at number one. If I don't, then I won't be world number one. So I'm quite accepting to the fact of it's not easy being at the top. It takes a lot of dedication, but also takes a lot of consistency to be there.
Yeah, and you talk about the world title, and of course you've got that £1 million check, haven't you? But how important are these majors now? That the next two that are coming up, or the next three? In fact.
Well, they're important for me from the fact to stay at world number one.
Yeah.
If I don't, then obviously I'm going to lose it. But if I really want the long-term goal of being world number one, I have to go and win the world championships.
Yeah.
If I could win all 4 of the majors that are remaining before the Worlds. If I don't win the World Championships, I might not be world number one. So, I think everything's just going to rely down on that World Championship. So I just have to accept I might lose it for a month or two and then hopefully get it back. But, my goal is always to try and win at least one of the 4 majors before the World Championships, just to make sure you've got a good feeling going into that Worlds.
And do you think when, if you do drop to world number 2, do you think that will give you some sort of motivation? Will that spark something in you?
I don't think it would change much. I don't think all of a sudden I'll think, right, I want to practice double what I usually do, because where I am and what I'm doing and winning, I've got 4 majors in 2023, 2 majors last year, 2 majors this year. If I keep doing that for another 10 years, I'll see myself as a very successful dart player in the end. So, for me, it's going to be tough because Luke's got a high level and it's tough to keep with that, but I know I have the level to match him as well, and it's going to be exciting. I think one of the good things about sport is it's nice to see 2 people fighting out for number ones and titles. If you've just got one player that shoots off and no one can get near him or no one can catch him, it's no fun. So I feel like hopefully me and Luke have a good battle of trying to be world number one, and it maybe go on for 5-10 years, and we chop and change. That would be quite an exciting feat to be a part of.
Okay, so we're back walking because you just had some fans. I was worried they might have thought that you were Ryan Reynolds or something, just in case they're wrecked. But they were like, "Oh my God, it's the number one
mistake to make."
Who would play you in a Hollywood movie?
Oh, I guess the obvious choice would be Paul Newman, wouldn't it, and Call Down Luke? But we'll go Ryan Reynolds, eh?
Right, yeah, why not? When in Wrexham.
Yeah.
So with the Boyle Sports World Grand Prix just on the horizon now, after you won it, you kind of had a bit of a target on your back.
Yeah.
And then when Mike de Decker pinched it off you last year, you said, well, now all eyes are on him. Now he's got a bit of a target on his back. Do you believe that the World Grand Prix is a bit of a catalyst?
Yeah, it can be. I think for me, I remember last year, I felt a target. It was the first one that I was defending. I think that Mike will feel the same because he's used to walking into tournaments and no one really talking about him more. Obviously, when you're going as defending champion, rightly so, everything should be on about you, no matter how you've been playing and what you've been doing, which he has been playing well. The attention's on you. You're the defending champion, so you deserve a lot of the credit, and I give him a lot of credit for it last year because he had a fantastic tournament. And if he brings that again this year, then he's definitely going to be another one of the contenders for the title as well. So I think for me, one of the things is, if you're a strong double hitter, this is obviously the tournament for you. And I think Mike is. He's a great double 16 hitter. So I think for him as defending champion, I would give him every chance of trying to defend it as well. But there's so many great players out there that can dethrone him, and I'm hoping I'm going to be the one to dethrone him.
So as we say, a couple of days out now, you don't do anything different in terms of prep?
No, the only thing I'd probably do maybe a couple of days before is practice the combination of going, like going for double 60 and then throwing at the triple 20.
Okay,
I wouldn't start having more time and practicing on my doubles. Yeah, because I don't feel like I should change anything. But the only thing I would do is maybe change the adaptation of throwing at a double then going to a treble, because obviously that's not a natural thing that you'd usually do. So that's probably the only thing I would change, but I wouldn't practice any more, or I wouldn't start practicing on my doubles any more than I usually would. Yeah,
and will you be practicing with any of the players that we know?
No, not really. I think the problem is for me is because I'm away so much and I'm playing so much, when I get home I don't really need to go home and practice for hours on end. If I have a day off, then I've got a spare day at home, then I'll practice a couple of hours. But you won't really see me practicing a lot in this busy term. Maybe before the Worlds, you'll probably see me with Stephen Bunting again practicing. Obviously, we're really good friends. So,
but also being at home, it's like, you get to spend time with your family. That's good for the soul, and that just makes you feel better. You do better, you throw better, right?
Yeah, I love being at home. It's my favourite place to be. So I think that the reason, of course, is for when you're away so much, you just want to be at home. So it's my happy place, and I prefer just to be in my own vicinity, in my own home practicing, and have half an hour here, go cook the dinner,
Yeah.
or wait for it to be cooking and then go and have another half an hour, you know, things like that. So I'll stick to that regime for like I usually do every year for my practice.
And I don't know whether I've ever asked you this before, but do you have a superstition or any ritual before you go out?
What, onto the stage?
Yeah. Because I know that Ryan Searle, he likes to have a Greggs sausage roll. He told me that.
It's a great superstition, isn't it? That's just an excuse.
He can't
that
break
one.
it now, I know, yeah.
To be honest with you, not anything that's really crazy, you know, that, oh, if I don't do that, you know, I'll lose. It's kind of, the only thing I do is salute my uncle. There's a long story on that I have to talk about another time.
Oh, wow,
but,
you salute your uncle. And
yeah, just because there was
uncle's up in
yeah,
heaven?
he's up there, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it works, but it's just a superstition that I did once. Because he died about a week before I needed to win a tournament, and I said, come on, give me some help, I won it. So yeah, I just stuck to it ever since.
Yeah, love that. Yeah, because some players, they sort of, they're quite meticulous on where they put their darts case and their water. All has to be in one certain area, doesn't it?
I think that's just because our brains are so minced all the time. We're constantly doing this, that. Yeah, I think we just do crazy things that you probably don't need to do, but it helps us. Helps us concentrate.
You just signed someone's dart case. They just had it on them, just randomly. What's the weirdest thing? What's the weirdest thing you've had to sign?
To be honest with you, there's so many weird things I've signed. Usually people's arms. Okay. Yeah, to get them tattooed and stuff like that.
Anything a little bit more intimate, or no?
Yeah, not like a sound camera.
Right, okay.
Nah, nothing too silly, of course. It's,
fine.
You have to be professional, obviously. When you're at the top, everything you do will get, told about. So yeah.
I was going to say, I think we would have heard about that if that did happen.
Yeah, you probably would have.
Yeah, talking about everything being online and everything out in the world now. I know that you're on Instagram. Let me ask you this before we get you back to the bingo hall. If you could Instagram a quote, like those Instagrammable quotes, what is your mantra in life, Luke? What do you live by? Yeah, I mean, the best one I ever seen, and I actually used it once when I took a break from the sport, was the comeback is always greater than the setback. I feel like if you have a setback in life and you come back even stronger, I feel like it's even better. And I like that because you do win a couple of belter games from like coming back from a fight back, don't you? Yeah, always. I think that's one of the main attributes to my game is I always a great front runner, but I'm also great from being behind in games. I managed to work my way back into the game and win them. I think that's attributed to many of my major wins in certain games. So yeah, I feel that's a major attribute to my game. That. So the comeback is better than the setback. Yeah, the comeback is greater than. Oh, greater than that. Yeah. Okay, fine. I'll remember that one. You should put that on Instagram. You should do. Right. Okay, we're back at the bingo hall. Yeah. Although we're not playing bingo. We're not playing bingo. No. There's a lot of people in there playing bingo right now, though. Look, good luck for the next couple of months because it comes fast and heavy now, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. There's going to be a few tournaments on the horizon now that I think is going to make all the players very busy now. So. Yeah. Well, look, good luck. You are a credit to our sport, and it's been great to chat to you. Thank you very much.